Before you close your eyes tonight, let everything go. The stress, the overthinking, the things you can't control. Just for this moment, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to figure everything out. Just breathe and listen. There comes a moment in life, a quiet moment, not loud, not dramatic, but deep enough to change everything inside you. It's the moment when you finally realize holding on is hurting you more than letting go ever could.
You try so hard, don't you? You try to fix everything. You try to control people, control situations, control outcomes. You tell yourself, if I just try harder, if I just hold on a little longer, maybe things will finally work out. But life doesn't work that way. The more you hold on, the heavier your heart becomes. It starts quietly, a little tension, a little stress. But over time, it becomes exhaustion. You wake up tired. You feel drained without knowing why. And deep down, you already know the truth. You are carrying things that were never meant to stay.
Letting go is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is not losing. Letting go is wisdom. It is understanding that not everything is yours to fix. Not everything is yours to keep. Some things are only meant to pass through your life, to teach you something, to shape you, to wake you up, but not to stay forever. So right now, just breathe. Slowly, gently, breathe in and let it go. Release what you cannot control. Release what is already gone. Release what no longer belongs to you. Because peace does not come from controlling life. Peace begins the moment you stop fighting reality. The moment you say, it is what it is, and I choose to be okay. And in that moment, something shifts inside you. Not everything changes outside, but inside you become lighter, calmer, free. The empty cup. There was once a student who came to a wise monk. His eyes were tired, his mind restless. He had read many books, heard many teachings, but still he felt lost. So he asked, "How can I be truly happy?" The monk looked at him and gently smiled.
But instead of answering, he reached for a teapot. Slowly, he began to pour tea into a cup. The tea flowed smoothly, quietly, filling the cup. But he didn't stop. The tea kept pouring until it reached the top, and then it overflowed, spilling over the edges, running down the table, wasting everything. The student was startled. "Master, why didn't you stop?" The monk finally spoke, calmly, softly. "Because your mind is just like this cup. Too full of worries, too full of expectations, too full of noise. You keep adding more thoughts, fears, and what-ifs until there is no space left."
No space for peace. No space for clarity. No space for happiness. The student sat in silence because deep down, he understood. You cannot pour anything new into a cup that is already full. And that's the truth about your mind, too. You keep chasing happiness as if it's something outside of you, something to achieve, something to earn. But happiness is not something you find. It is something you allow. And you can only allow it when you make space for it. So how do you begin? You don't need to change your whole life. You don't need to run away.
You don't need to become someone else. You just need to pause, slow down, and start letting go of what doesn't serve you. Let go of the noise. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the need to control everything. Because the more you try to hold on to everything, the less you actually experience life.
Empty your mind, not by force, but by awareness. Notice your thoughts without following them. Let them come and let them pass, like clouds in the sky. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to fight them. Just let them be. And slowly, very slowly, your mind will begin to quiet down. And in that quiet, you will find something unexpected. Not answers, not solutions, but peace. A gentle, steady peace. And from that place, everything becomes clearer.
The weight of overthinking. Your mind is not tired because life is too hard. It is tired because you never stop thinking. You replay conversations again and again, wondering if you said something wrong. You imagine scenarios that haven't even happened and may never happen. You create problems inside your head that don't even exist in reality. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to live more in your thoughts than in your actual life. Overthinking feels like control. It feels like you are preparing, like you are protecting yourself. But the truth is, it does the opposite. It steals your peace. It drains your energy. It keeps you stuck in a loop with no end. Most of the things you worry about will never happen. Let that sink in. All that stress, all that anxiety, for something that isn't even real. So pause right here, right now. Take a deep breath, slowly, in and out. Again, in and out. Feel your body. Feel this moment. Because in this moment, you are okay. Not everything needs to be solved today. Not everything needs an answer. You don't have to figure out your entire life right now. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Not reacting, not overanalyzing, not trying to control. Just being, breathing, allowing life to unfold. You are allowed to rest your mind. You are allowed to not have it all figured out. You are allowed to simply exist without pressure. And when you stop overthinking, even just for a moment, you will feel it. That quiet, that lightness, that space inside your mind. And in that space, peace begins to grow. Trust the balance of life. Seriously, you don't need revenge. You really don't. Because life has its own way of balancing everything. People may hurt you. They may lie, betray you, walk away without explanation. And yes, sometimes it feels unfair. It feels like they got away with it. Like there was no consequence. Like you were the only one left carrying the pain. But here's something most people don't understand. Not every result is immediate. Not every consequence is visible.
But nothing is ever truly lost. What you give always comes back.
Not always in the same form, not always at the same time, but always when it needs to. You don't see it yet, because life doesn't move on your timeline. It moves on truth, on cause and effect, on something deeper than what your eyes can see. So holding on to anger won't fix anything. It won't undo what happened. It won't heal you. It will only keep you tied to the pain.
And that's the real trap. Not what they did to you, but what you continue to do to yourself by holding on to it. Let it go. Not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. You don't need to chase justice. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to win, because the universe sees everything, every intention, every action, every truth that was hidden. And one day, without you even trying, everything will return to its place. So instead of focusing on them, come back to yourself. Protect your energy. Choose kindness. Not because the world is always kind,
but because you refuse to become what hurt you. Stay patient, stay grounded, stay true to who you are. Because in the end, life always balances itself. And when it does, you will realize something powerful. You didn't need revenge. You only needed to let go. You are already enough.
You have been too hard on yourself, haven't you? Always comparing, always questioning, always feeling like you're somehow behind. You look at others and it seems like they're moving faster, achieving more, becoming something you haven't yet. And quietly, you begin to tell yourself a story. I'm not doing enough. I should be further by now. I'm falling behind. But what if that story isn't true? What if you're not behind at all? You forget something important, something simple but powerful. You are not living the same life as anyone else. Your path is not meant to look like theirs. Your timing is not meant to match theirs. Life is not a race.
There is no finish line where everyone must arrive at the same time. Some people bloom early, some bloom later, and some grow quietly for a long time before the world ever notices. That doesn't make them late. That makes them real. Look at yourself, not through comparison, but through truth. Look at how far you have come. Look at what you have survived. The days you thought you would make it, but you did. The pain you carried, but kept going anyway. The silent battles no one ever saw. And still, you are here, still standing, still trying, still growing. That alone makes you strong. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone, because your value was never something you had to earn. You are always enough. So be gentle with yourself. You are simply on your own path, unfolding exactly as it should. The pressure, the confusion, the quiet weight sitting in your chest. Some days, it feels like too much, like no matter what you do, you can't escape it. You try to distract yourself, you try to stay strong, but deep inside, you're tired. And the hardest part is this: it feels like it will never end. Like this feeling, this phase, this storm is permanent.
But it's not. Nothing in life is. Everything you are going through right now will pass. The pain, the stress, the sleepless nights, they feel endless only because you are inside them. But step back for a moment. Look at your life. There were times before when you felt this way. Moments you thought, I can't get through this. Moments that felt just as heavy, just as overwhelming. And yet, here you are. You made it through.
That's the truth you forget. You have already survived so much, more than you give yourself credit for. Storms don't last forever. No matter how dark the sky gets, no matter how loud the thunder is, no matter how strong the wind feels, every storm eventually runs out of rain. And so will this one. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't even have to feel okay right now. All you need to do is hold on, just a little longer, just one more breath, just one more step.
Because healing doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, quietly, in small moments you barely notice. A day when you feel a little lighter. A moment when you smile without forcing it. A night when your mind finally rests. That's how it begins. Not suddenly, but gently. So don't give up. Not now. Not when you've already come this far. Even if you can't see it yet, things are changing. Inside you, around you. And one day, you will look back at this moment and realize it didn't break you. It built you.
So stay. Stay with yourself. Stay with your breath. Stay until the storm passes. Being alone is not the same as being lonely, but most people don't understand the difference. Silence makes them uncomfortable. Stillness feels unfamiliar. So they fill their lives with noise, with people, with distractions, just to avoid being alone. They stay in conversations that drain them, stay in relationships that no longer feel right, stay in places that don't feel like home, all because they are afraid of sitting with themselves. But solitude is not something to fear. It is something to understand. Because when you are alone, without noise, without distraction, you finally begin to hear something important. Yourself. Not the version shaped by others. Not the version trying to fit in. Not the version seeking approval. But the real you. Quiet. Honest. Unfiltered. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. You may notice thoughts you've been avoiding, emotions you've been pushing away, questions you didn't want to ask.
But stay. Don't run from it. Don't fill the silence too quickly. Because in that silence, something powerful begins to happen. You start to understand your own patterns, why you react the way you do, why certain things hurt you more than others, why you keep repeating the same cycles. And slowly, you begin to change. Not because someone told you to, but because you see clearly. Seriously. Solitude gives you clarity. It gives you strength. It gives you independence. When you learn to be comfortable alone, you stop needing validation from others. You stop chasing attention. You stop settling for things that don't align with you. Because you are no longer afraid of your own company. And that changes everything. You choose people, not out of fear of being alone, but out of genuine connection. You stay because it feels right, not because you're afraid to leave. That is freedom. So don't rush to fill every quiet moment. Don't be afraid of empty space. Sit with yourself. Listen. Understand. Because peace does not come from the outside world. It begins the moment you are okay being alone.
Stop chasing. Start becoming. There's something exhausting about constantly chasing. Chasing people, chasing opportunities, chasing approval, chasing a life you think you need. You run faster, you try harder, you give more, hoping that one day something will finally stay. But have you noticed? The more you chase, the more you lose yourself.
Hopefully, you begin to adjust who you are, just to be accepted. You lower your standards, just to keep someone. You ignore your intuition, just to avoid losing something. And slowly, without realizing it, you drift away from your true self. But here is a truth most people learn too late. What is meant for you will never require you to chase it. It will not confuse you. It will not make you question your worth. It will not force you to shrink just to fit. Because the right things in life don't need to be forced. They align naturally, quietly, effortlessly. That doesn't mean you stop growing. That doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you shift your focus from chasing to becoming. Instead of asking, how do I get them to stay? Ask, am I becoming someone I'm proud of?
Instead of chasing validation, build self-respect. Instead of chasing attention, build confidence. Instead of chasing love, become love. Grow, heal, improve. Not for others, but for yourself. Because when you truly work on yourself, something changes. Your energy changes. Your standards change. Your choices change. And suddenly, you stop attracting what drains you and start attracting what aligns with you. Life begins to meet you halfway, not because you chased it, but because you became ready for it.
So slow down. Stop running. Stop forcing. Trust the process. Trust your growth. Trust that what belongs to you will find you. And when it does, you won't have to fight to keep it. It will simply stay. The power of silence. Not everything needs a reaction. But we were never taught that. We were taught to respond, to defend, to explain, to prove ourselves every single time. Someone misunderstands you, and you feel the urge to explain. Someone criticizes you, and you feel the need to defend. Someone tests your patience, and you react without even thinking.
And before you know it, your energy is gone, drained, scattered, wasted on things that didn't deserve it. But here's a quiet truth. Not every battle is yours to fight. Some arguments lead nowhere. Some people don't want to understand. And some situations.
The more you react to everything, the more you give your power away. Because reaction is often emotional, impulsive, and uncontrolled. But silence is intentional, calm, and powerful. Silence is not weakness. It is not avoidance. It is not losing. Silence is choosing peace over chaos. It is knowing that you don't need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you.
It is understanding that your value does not decrease because someone else refuses to see it. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is nothing. No reply, no argument, no explanation. Just silence. Because silence protects your energy. It protects your peace. It gives you space to respond with clarity instead of reacting from emotion. And when you stop reacting to everything, something interesting happens. You become harder to disturb, harder to provoke, harder to control, because your peace is no longer dependent on others. So next time, before you react, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? And if the answer is no, let it go, without noise, without resistance, without explanation.
Because not everything deserves your voice. And sometimes the most powerful statement is silence. It's never too late to begin again. There is a thought that quietly follows many people through life, a heavy one, a painful one. I'm too late. Too late to change. Too late to start over. Too late
to become who I wanted to be.
You look at the past and see time you think you've wasted, opportunities missed, decisions you regret, paths you didn't take. And slowly, that thought begins to grow. I should have done more. I should have started earlier. I've fallen behind.
But here is something most people never realize. Life does not have a deadline. There is no universal timeline you must follow. No fixed age where everything must be figured out. No moment where it's suddenly too late. That idea is only something you were taught to believe.
In reality, every moment you are alive is a moment you can begin again. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you're ready. Not when things are perfect, but now. You can choose a new mindset. You can choose new habits. You can choose a different path.
And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be quiet, simple, small. A new decision today, a different choice tomorrow, a step in a new direction. Because change doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from small actions, repeated over time.
And slowly, those small changes become a new life. Your past does not define you. It doesn't limit you. It doesn't lock you in place. It only shows you what you've learned. What defines you is what you choose now, what you do next, what you decide from this moment forward.
So don't be afraid to start over. Starting over is not failure. It is courage. It is growth. It is choosing yourself again. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not out of time. You are simply at the moment where you are ready. And that is where everything begins.
Seriously, heal before you react. Not every reaction comes from the present moment. Sometimes what you feel right now has nothing to do with what is happening. It comes from something older, something deeper, something you haven't healed yet.
You think you're angry, but you're actually hurt. You think you're overreacting, but you're being triggered. You think it's about them, but it's really about something from your past. A word, a tone, a situation suddenly touches something inside you, and without warning, your reaction becomes stronger than the moment.
Not because you're weak, not because you're wrong, but because there is still pain there. Unhealed pain doesn't disappear. It waits quietly until something reminds it that it's still there. And when it does, it takes control of your thoughts, of your emotions, of your reactions.
That's why sometimes you respond in ways you don't understand. You say things you didn't mean. You feel things that seem too intense for what just happened. And later, you sit there and wonder, why did I react like that? The answer is simple. It wasn't just about now. It was about before.
That's why healing matters. Not to forget, not to erase the past, but to understand it. To sit with your emotions instead of running from them. To ask yourself, what is this really about? What am I actually feeling? What part of me is still hurting? Because when you understand your pain, you stop letting it control you.
Hopefully, you begin to respond instead of react. You pause instead of explode. You choose instead of being driven by old patterns. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It's not quick. It's not easy. But it is necessary. Because if you don't heal, your past will keep showing up in your present, in your relationships, in your decisions, in your reactions, until one day you decide, I don't want to live like this anymore. And that's where healing begins.
Gently, patiently, one layer at a time. So take your time. Be honest with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are not broken.
you are healing. And every time you choose awareness over reaction, you are becoming someone stronger, someone calmer, someone free.
Seriously, let them go. Sometimes the hardest thing to accept is this: not everyone is meant to stay in your life. You meet people, you connect, you share moments, memories, pieces of yourself. And for a while, it feels like they will always be there. But then, something changes. They grow distant. They stop showing up. They no longer choose you the way they once did.
And that's when it hurts the most. Not just because they left, but because you didn't expect them to. So you hold on. You try to fix it. You try to understand. You replay everything in your mind, wondering what went wrong. You think, if I try harder, if I change, if I give more, maybe they'll stay. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. If someone wants to leave, you cannot stop them. And if you try, you will only lose yourself in the process.
Not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are just lessons in disguise. They come into your life to teach you something about love, about boundaries, about yourself. And once that lesson is learned, they leave. Not because you weren't enough, not because you failed, but because their role in your life is complete. Holding on won't bring them back. It will only keep you stuck. Stuck in memories, stuck in hope, stuck in pain.
Let them go, not out of anger, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. Because you deserve someone who chooses you, who stays, who shows up without being asked. You deserve relationships that feel safe, that feel real, that feel mutual. And you will never find that if you keep holding on to someone who has already let go of you. So release them, gently, quietly, without forcing, without fighting. Not because you don't care, but because you finally choose yourself.
And when you do, something powerful happens. You create space. Space for better connections, better energy, better people. Because when you stop holding on to what is not meant for you, you make room for what is.
Protect your energy. Your energy is one of the most valuable things you have. But most of the time, you give it away too easily to people who don't appreciate you, to situations that drain you, to conversations that leave you exhausted.
And slowly, without even noticing, you begin to feel empty. Not because you don't have enough strength, but because you keep pouring into things that give nothing back. Here's something important to understand. Not everyone deserves access to you.
Not everyone deserves your time, your attention, your presence, your energy. Some people take more than they give. Some situations only exist to drain you. And that doesn't make you weak. It means you haven't set boundaries yet. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about protecting yourself.
They are the quiet decision to stop allowing what hurts you, to stop accepting what drains you, to stop giving more, but you're not. You are learning to respect yourself, because every time you say yes to something that exhausts you, you are saying no to your own peace, and your peace matters.
You don't have to explain everything. You don't have to justify your limits. You don't have to make everyone understand. A simple no is enough. A quiet step back is enough. Protect your space. Protect your mind. Protect your heart. Because when your energy is protected, everything changes. You feel lighter, clearer, stronger. You make better decisions. You attract better people.
Seriously, you create a life that actually feels good to live. So don't feel guilty for choosing yourself. Protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because it does. You are not late. You are just rushing. There is a quiet pressure that follows you everywhere. You don't always notice it, but it's there. The feeling that you need to hurry, that you need to catch up, that somehow you are running out of time.
You see people succeeding, building careers, starting families, achieving milestones, and without even realizing it, you begin to compare. They're ahead of me. I should be there by now. Why am I not there yet? And suddenly, life starts to feel like a race. But here's the truth no one tells you. Life was never meant to be a race.
There is no universal timeline, no fixed age where everything must happen, no schedule that guarantees happiness. You are not late. You are just rushing. Rushing because you are afraid. Afraid of falling behind. Afraid of missing out. Afraid that time will leave you behind.
But in that rush, you miss something important. The present. You move so fast trying to reach the next moment that you forget to live this one. And one day you might look back and realize you were so focused on what's next that you never truly experienced what is. Slow down. Take a breath. Look around. Notice the small things.
The quiet mornings, the gentle moments, the simple joys you often overlook. Because those small moments are not distractions, they are life. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to be where someone else is. You don't need to rush your journey to match someone else's timeline. Your life is unfolding at its own pace, and that pace is exactly where you are meant to be. So let go of the pressure. Let go of the comparison. Let go of the need to hurry.
Trust your timing. Trust your path. Trust your process. Because one day, you will realize something beautiful. You were never behind. You are simply living your life in your own time.
You have been through enough, more than most people know. You fought battles no one ever saw. You carried pain you never spoke about. You smiled, even when things inside you were breaking. And still, you kept going. That takes strength, more than you give yourself credit for.
But now, it's time for something different. Not more struggle, not more pressure, not more proving yourself. It's time to rest. Not just your body, but your mind, your heart, your soul. You don't always have to be strong. You don't always have to push through. You don't always have to carry everything alone. You are allowed to pause, to breathe, to simply be.
Because peace is not something you find one day. It is something you choose every single day. In the way you think, in the way you respond, in the way you treat yourself. You choose peace when you let go of what you cannot control. You choose peace when you stop overthinking everything. You choose peace when you stop chasing what is not meant for you. You choose peace when you forgive yourself, when you give yourself permission to not be perfect. You choose peace when you protect your energy, when you set boundaries, when you walk away from what drains you. And slowly, those small choices begin to change your life.
Not overnight, not all at once, but gently, quietly. Your mind becomes calmer. Your heart feels lighter. Your life feels more like yours again. You don't need everything to be perfect to feel at peace. You just need to stop fighting everything. So take a deep breath right now. Let go of everything you've been holding on to. The pressure, the fear, the expectations. Release it and begin again. Not as someone new, but as someone who finally understands. You deserve peace. You deserve calm.
You deserve a life.
That feels good to live, so choose it again and again and again, every single day. And when you forget, come back to this moment, to your breath, to yourself, because everything you need is already within you.